Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Natex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, what a gorgeous day across central Illinois as high pressure has been developing. You can see on our satellite and radar right now, we're staying very clear. So a gorgeous start to our Labor Day weekend. But with those clear skies, temperatures are going to be falling to a little bit of the cooler side into the early start of our morning. But right now, still pretty comfortable. Right now, 74 in Champaign, also in Danville, 75 in Watseka, upper 70s in Pontiac, and 75 in Bloomington. But we are going to be falling to the upper 50s throughout the night, just a few degrees lower than where we should be for this time of year. But we are going to be seeing a big warm up over the weekend with just a little bit of precipitation for our Labor Day weekend forecast. I will have all the details on that coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
They were asking entirely too much money for that location.
Another hit for the proposed Danville casino, while the latest no vote may make it harder to move forward. Plus, there was no social distancing and people weren't wearing masks. What happened when police broke up a campus town party?
The revenue drop happened so quickly.
And the pandemic has been a financial bust for the budget. What the city manager wants to do to close the projected multi-million-dollar gap.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
I feel it's going to happen eventually.
But it's hit another roadblock. The new proposed spot for Danville's casino is struggling to move forward. Last night, it was voted down by the Planning and Zoning Commission. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini. The site is on Eastgate Drive off Lynch Road. Right now, it's zoned for industrial use. It needs a different type of zoning for a casino to be built there. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live in studio tonight. So, Courtney, this is the second site so far.
That's right, Paul. The original one was on Lynch Road, not far from the site they're talking about now. But the developers decided that one would be too expensive. Mayor Ricky Williams says this new spot has a lot of benefits for both the developers as well as the city.
We passed it unanimously at the last city council meeting August 18th to approve Danville development, and all we needed was zoning for them to be able to submit their application to the gaming board.
But that may be harder than it sounds. Alderman Mike Poore is still hopeful that Danville will get a casino, but where it will go is another issue.
Just another stepping stone we have to cross.
The Planning and Zoning Commission voted down a zoning request for the casino to go here on Eastgate Drive. The developers, Danville Development LLC, plan to use part of a warehouse that's already at that location. Mayor Ricky Williams says there are a lot of benefits to building it there.
Number one, the casino will open much sooner. Number two, we will be able to have more slots and more and actual table games and a steakhouse.
Williams says that also means more money.
We would make about $6.2 million a year in revenue. However, if they build in the other location, it would only bring in about $2.5 million in revenue.
The commission's 5-to-1 vote doesn't mean the rezoning can't happen. It just means the city council will need 10 yes votes instead of 8 at their next meeting to move it forward.
I just believe in my heart that we will vote unanimously to overturn zoning.
Alderman Poore says the steering committee has looked at other sites just in case the council doesn't approve this rezoning request at their next meeting. But he's still optimistic they'll find a spot that works. Paul?
I'm sure everybody has their fingers crossed in town.
Been waiting for a while.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Courtney. Thanks. Well, we reached out to the developers. They said it's too early to comment. We also reached out to the members of the Zoning Commission about why they voted against it. We have not heard back. The city of Champaign is discussing big changes to its finances. It's trying to close a $5.3 million budget gap. The city's had significant declines in revenue since the start of the pandemic. It's expecting a big reduction in revenue from food, beverage, and other tax revenues. The finance director says they'll need to make $5 to $6 million in cuts to meet its financial policies.
What we're going through right now is a process in order to try to reduce that. The city does have healthy reserves that we can rely on, we may not be able to close that full gap in this one fiscal year just because the revenue drop happened so quickly.
Next week, the city will offer some cost-saving options to City Council. A teenager in Champaign was issued a notice to appear in court. He's charged with endangering the public health. It happened late last Friday night on North 1st Street near East Chalmers. U of I police broke up a party with more than 10 people who were not social distancing and not wearing masks. 19-year-old Abdul Rahim Adeyambo was given 3 tickets. The other 2 were for hosting a nuisance party and reckless conduct. Here's a follow-up now. The coronavirus cases keep climbing in McLean County. Because of that, it's been added to the state's warning list. There are 217 new cases of the virus in the county, which includes another death, the 17th in McLean County. The rolling positivity rate in the last 7 days is nearly 11%. Today's new caseload is the second highest in the county, behind Sunday's, which was 219. McLean is not the only county that is at a warning level. There are 29 on the state's list. Those in central Illinois also include Coles, Cumberland, Edgar, Effingham, and Shelby counties. Speaking of Edgar County, it was one of the last 2 to have a case of COVID-19. The public health department there has now reported its first 2 coronavirus-related deaths. They were a woman in her 80s and a woman in her 90s. And the state is reporting 29 more deaths today. Over 8,100 people have now died from COVID-19 in the state. And because of a backlog of testing, there are now over 5,000 new cases of COVID-19 being reported today. That brings the state's total number of infections above 245,000 since the pandemic began. The positivity rate has actually dropped, though, to 4.1%. The cities of Champaign and Urbana extended their emergency orders. They ban indoor eating and drinking in campus area bars and restaurants until September 16th. The move comes after an increase in COVID-19 cases among U of I students. It coincides with the U of I's stay-at-home directive announced earlier this week. A man is dead after a single-car crash early this morning. Happened at Route 16 and Lake Road in Coles County around 2:30. Mattoon Fire says 88-year-old John Donald of Shelbyville did not stop when he reached the intersection. Investigators say he hit an embankment and ended up in a field. He was flown to the hospital where he died this morning. The crash remains under investigation. And here's an update now. The Sangamon County coroner identified a teenager killed in a motorcycle crash. 18-year-old Jacob Inskip of Springfield died in that crash. Happened on North Cotton Hill Road in Springfield yesterday in the morning. An autopsy was performed today. The coroner says Inskip died from injuries from that wreck. Police are still investigating that crash. Here are some new details. Investigators have made an arrest in connection with human remains found in Vermilion County. The remains of 30-year-old Anthony Rauch of Paris were found in Indianola earlier this year. Police say 24-year-old Dylan Steele of Paris was arrested this week in Tilton on charges of first-degree murder. Police say the investigation is ongoing and no further details are being released at this time. Rantoul police are searching for a missing man, 62-year-old David Franklin, and they want your help finding him. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays joins us from the newsroom tonight. So, Jamie, what do police know so far?
Paul, police say they are doing interviews with people who know him and getting a timeline of when he was last seen. David Franklin was last spotted on or around August 19th near Maplewood Plaza in Rantoul. He has medical issues and needs regular medication. A family member called police in late August to express concerns for him missing. Police interviewed neighbors, then family decided to take the search further once they realized he was still gone.
And then they contacted us again yesterday, and after not being able to reach him, and decided to proceed with the actual computer data entry.
Police say he gets around on a blue mountain bike with a wooden and metal rack on the back of it. He was last seen wearing green jogging pants with blue shorts over the top of them and a blue hooded sweatshirt. Live in the newsroom, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Jamie, thanks. Well, it'll be a quiet Labor Day morning. What's going to be missing from the streets of several area communities? Also tonight, things have changed in Piatt County. What the sheriff's office is saying about missing buffaloes.
Clear skies across central Illinois, helping drop these temperatures to a little bit of the cooler range throughout our night, but we have a beautiful start to our Labor Day forecast. I'll have the details right after this.